Hi, we're going to learn how to use Character Animator. What we'll first need to do is check out the application itself. Over here we have the projects that we can import. We can add some triggers and look at our history. We can see all the behaviours of our puppet, and we can look at our puppet here and all the properties that are attached to it. Firstly, if you look at the top, you'll see Start, Rig, Record and Stream. Eventually, once we have our character imported, we'll be dealing a lot with the rig and also the record to test out our animation and see that it's working accurately. We'll toss between these two more commonly. To start though, we need to click on the Start, and this will bring us to the template. If you've never opened Adobe Character Animator before, it should start with this as your first point of call. You can start a new project, you can open up a previous project, or you can use any one of these example puppets. All the assets are created there with the eyes and the movements of the mouth, and you can edit as you like, and that way you don't have to start from scratch. You will see underneath that where they were made in Photoshop or Illustrator, and you can choose between the two, and also it tells you a little bit about that character and what their assets involve. If it's about the character walking, if it's about the character that you can draggable arms and move and wave, or if it's just about the eyes and the mouth movement. So you can choose your character to suit. What I'm going to do for this tutorial is create a blank face using Photoshop. And for this one, I'm going to make my character as a human heart. Because I've clicked on Photoshop, it's opening up Adobe Photoshop, and this is how I'm going to create my animation itself. So firstly, we're opened up in Photoshop and the two applications are linked together. So every time I save everything here, if I go back to Character Animator, you can see my animation here, and you can see that I'm my face, and it moves with my face, it moves with my eyes and my eyebrow, and as I'm talking, you'll be able to see my mouth here. So let's go back to Photoshop so we can change this type of animation, so it's not just a blank face. So you'll see that there is a certain way that we have to make our animation. So it has the head, the left eyebrow, the right eyebrow. You will see the plus button, which is very important to add because all the triggers are focused on certain key titles. So you have to ensure that the naming of your characters are set to how they should be. Right blink plus right pupil means that it can actually be controlled, focused on the behavior of our eyes itself. If we scroll down all the way to the bottom, you will see face background. And so I can maneuver this because at the moment, if I click on the eye, you will see that the face background is just that checkered little scale there. So what I want to do is using my shape tools, I'm going to use the ellipse tool, and I'm going to change the color over here. And a human heart traditionally is a red, so I'm going to choose my red color, and I'm going to start creating my human heart. So I can maneuver this, rotate it around, and then I can create the other side of my heart as well. You might be able to create this better than me. You might want to hand draw if you prefer. I just like using the shapes. And there we go. So this is a very quick, it's a little bit off with the outline there. Maybe a little bit too pointy, but you can always manipulate it, make it look better. Make your own human heart and draw it if you prefer. So you can use Photoshop just like you would normally with a paintbrush, and I could easily paintbrush that human heart or use the shape tool. So it's completely up to you. So there is my human heart. I want to link these two together. See how it's just made two shapes there. So I'm just going to flatten those images, so link them all together there. So, no, that's not what I want to do. Oops. It's not what I wanted. There we go. Merge the shapes together so that they are together as one shape. And then with this one, I don't need this face background anymore, so I can delete it. Delete that whole layer. And I'm going to call this one face background. So I have a new face background layer now. With this one here, instruction background guide, it says there, make any changes you want, save, and then switch back to Character Animator. Now I don't need that one, so I'm going to delete that as well. So you can delete whatever you don't need. So there we go, I have my basic human heart. Any of these, if you want to manipulate the mouths, just click on the eye tool, have a look at what the F sound or the L sound, and you can create this if however you like, and you just give it the correct title. So D, E, E, F, L, M, O, R, S. So you can create this how it's meant to be created. And you can change your left blink. If you didn't like how the left blink looks like, then you can change that from a line and make it look slightly different, but make sure to keep it the same name so it can recognize what it is. If I go to File, I'm going to Save. Very important to save that one. If I go back to Character Animator, see how it's processing the changes, and now I have my human heart. Perfect.